Alright guys, welcome to the video. We got some surprise patch notes which are going to be for December 12th, which is presumably the mid-season patch. So we'll just go through, see if they're good, bad, indifferent, ugly, whatever, you know. Let's have a look through them. Not the chunkiest patch, but it's good to get something, I suppose. So first off, we have some map changes here, and it's for River Fort, which is really nice because River Fort is a cool little map that I like because I enjoy having larger and smaller maps. Smaller maps encouraging more team fighting, more combat more frequently, larger maps promoting better decision making, more 1v1s, things like that, etc. But on River Fort here, the railings have been added around the edge of the moat at Capture Zone B. So this is the mid area, and it was a crazy place to put it, but I mean, now that it's gone, that really improves mid for River Fort. It was very easy to simply lead someone there with Lawbringer, Warlord, even from range, you know, Shaman, etc. So the mid players or whoever's a mid trying to retake control and they're pushing the minion line. It was a bit of a crazy place to put an instant kill hazard. The risk reward was skewed really weirdly, and it felt very cheap. Whether it'll go all the way around, I doubt it. I think it'll probably be along the center and the gaps or ledges will be left either side. The next adjustment is on the upper area. Only the upper area is now part of Capture Zone C. So the area underneath C is not part of the capture of the point itself, like in terms of capture, retaining it, or contesting it, or whatever. That's a good change. I like it. It's a little bit weird, but I still think it's a good change. I would have been nice to see the whole point reworked, but a good change overall, I think. Next up, Capture Zone C has now been significantly enlarged for better navigation and fighting experience. I'm looking forward to seeing this. C is very narrow. A lot of obstacles around you when you're fighting. You know, you hit walls and punishes, larger hitbox heroes, things like this. Fights get very it's okay to have narrow fights at time to time, of course. I like having narrow areas and larger areas and working around the environment like that, but it was very claustrophobic on C point for combat, so that should be good, hopefully. After that, the next adjustment on River Fort is the two ledges at Capture Zone C are now non-lethal due to newly added lower platforms. So these which extend out from the lower area. So this, I'm not sure what to make of this. I need to see the point to really know whether these are all, they come together and it functions really nicely and well. But I like seeing map changes. It takes into account the function of the mode and encouraging combat and encouraging good position in a smart way. So looking forward to these changes. I really like that they're looking at maps more, and I'd love to see more and more of it as time goes on. After that, we've got a little change to Breach. The war banner is just a small adjustment. The icon of Breach is now grayed out in the radar when it's on cooldown. So that's nice. Breach needs a hell of a lot more stuff coming to it, but maybe next year we will get that. On the matchmaking, I'm interested in this one because this will actually affect everyone and will change our experience every day. The adjustment is updating our geolocalization databases for a more accurate allocation of game servers for some players. So this will result in you meeting different people. So relatively common complaint in For Honor is that, oh, I see the same people all the time at lower MMR, at high MMR, or whatever. Maybe this will allow a larger pool of players to interact with one another, improving the matchmaking, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. Lord knows the matchmaking needs some help. Next, on to the fighters, the heroes. We have I was going to say Shugonke, don't know why, but Shinobi. A bug fix on Shinobi fixed an issue that caused Shinobi to fall down ledges when tackling an enemy near a ledge. This is neither good nor bad. I mean, it's good. It makes sense. That's fine, not a big deal. After that, we've Highlander. Fixed an issue that caused the light openers in defensive form not reliably perform superior block and external attacks. So previously with Highlander, and this is what I'm assuming the change is going to mean, we won't know until we actually play the game. It's not a full explanation of that bug fix or change, whatever they want to call it. Is you had to match the direction of the attack in order to pull off the crushing counters. So if a guy's on your right side, he attacks you from the right with a top attack. you have to do a top attack, light attack in order to get the crushing counter on it for the external. Now that's not the way it works with Black Prior, for example. So Black Prior, after someone attack from his right side externally, whether they're attacking from the top, the left, or the right, if it's coming from his right side, he uses his right side light attack in order to pull off the external crushing counter. So I'm assuming Highlander can now operate in that way with his external crushing counters, much like Black Prior, which is a nice little buff for Highlander in 4s. After that, we have Gladiator. So fixed an issue that caused Fushina Ictus to unbalance allies standing between the Gladiator and their target. So this has happened to me before. I actually died to it before. My teammate toe stabbed, knocked me over, and the enemies, he went for toe stabbing someone else. It knocked me over, enemies killed me. You know, I was like, what the fuck? So good, that's now changed. Again, not a big crazy exciting change or anything, but it's nice to see these things being ironed out. After that, we have Nusha. They fixed an issue where a right heavy finisher wasn't consistently ledging opponents. I wasn't aware of that, but I mean, good change. Then we have fixed an issue that allowed opponents trapped by Glass Waltz or Jade Ballet to be able to activate Revenge before the damage. So that's nice for Nusha. Then being able to activate the Revenge was kind of lame. So I mean, good for Nusha. A little buff that's nice for 4s. Black Prior then, this is one a lot of people will be interested in. I know there's a lot of Black Prior players. So we have 4 bug fixes, in inverted commas for me. Fixed an issue that allowed the Black Prior to cancel a successful bulwark counter by activating Revenge. I mean, it's neither here nor there. It's nice to be able to do more stuff with characters, but it's probably done for consistency's sake that he couldn't do it. Revenge canceling stuff seems to be something they don't want to, you know, be very, very commonplace across various mechanics and heroes and stuff like that, and their functionality. After that, we have the bug fix, fixed an issue that prevented another bug fix, fixed an issue that prevented the Black Prior to activate Revenge during bulwark counters missed recovery. So I mean, that's good. That's a little buff. It means now when miss recovery and bulwark counter, whereas previously you couldn't activate Revenge, now you can. And another one here, fixed an issue that prevented the Black Prior to activate Revenge during bulwark stances, loop, and exit. So more times where you couldn't activate Revenge when you had it. Again, a little bit of a buff for Mr. BP in 4s. Okay, the last one here, fixed an issue that caused the side light finishers to cause medium hit reaction instead of the intended light hit reaction. So that's really interesting. I didn't know that, is light finishers were causing a medium hit reaction. That's a little bit of a nerf, but obviously makes sense. It's a light attack causing light hit reaction. So a little bit of ironing out of some Black Prior there. 2 little buffs, 2 little nerfs. I mean, good ironing out. Not major character changes this patch. Next up, we have the feats. There's only one change here, and it's on Shaolin's tier 2. His blink. They fixed a bug that prevented the Shaolin blink feat from working on the commander and other lockable targets in some player versus AI modes. So, I mean, okay. I would like to see a lot more stuff going on with feats. Perks too, actually. They're pretty all over the place right now, guys. They're okay. Next up, we have map. So the only map change here, I don't know why it wasn't at the start for map rework, but I guess it's because it's a bug fixes or something. But in King Pass, don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, the fixed thing should allow players to access now the bonds area through a zipline drop, so that's nice. Weird stuff like getting outside the map and things like that can be annoying for players. Then we have a spectator mode change for that. A little bug fix here too. The fixed issue to cause some errors to not display the appropriate messages in spec mode. So that's good. There's going to be a lot more to do with that for sure. That needs a lot of work to go all the way to a very fleshed out mode, including some replay feature, which would be amazing. Then we have a user interface adjustment that caused the players to be able to switch the hero execution emotes and signatures to different heroes in the customization screen. So you've seen this where players were, you've seen videos and clips where people are, you know, doing shamans executions with Shigoki and stuff like that. So they fixed that bug. You can't do it now. I mean, it was a fun thing to do. I don't think anyone was crying out for that change. After this, there's a little adjustment with PC where they fixed an issue that caused an incorrect VRAM detection on AMD video adapters. So I I ran into a similar issue with that. It was quite irritating. Nice to see it fixed. The game stability improved. That about sums it up, guys. Not a huge patch, especially for a mid-season one. I expected it to be chunkier, more adjustments to heroes, more looks at feats, maybe another map reworked or looked at as well. But I'll take what we can get for now. Not super exciting patch by any means. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, shares, and all that jazz, because YouTube likes big companies and not individual content creators. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
So you wanna be hardcore with your hat to the back, talking about the gaps in your raps, but I can't feel that hardcore appeal that you're screaming. Maybe I'm dreaming. This ain't Christopher Williams, still some MC got the feel one, caps I got the feel some.